Windows Defender comes pre-installed and is free. So why do millions still pay for Bitdefender? I reviewed independent lab results and ran my own performance tests to find out which one actually protects better and which one slows your system down. Spoiler, one of them seriously drags down FPS more than you'd think. Stick around because by the end of this video you'll know which Defender makes the most sense for your computer. And if you want to check current deals or discounts, the links are in the description. Before we get into the meat and potatoes, let's introduce our contenders. Windows Defender is Microsoft's free, always-on security suite built directly into Windows. By default, it scans files, blocks malware, filters out malicious websites via Smart Screen, and even has a firewall and ransomware protection. Bitdefender, on the other hand, is a third-party security suite you install. It's one of the big names in antivirus, often ranking at or near the top of independent AV tests. In today's world, both programs face modern threats: AI-crafted phishing emails, evolving ransomware, supply chain attacks, and even deepfake scams. I'll compare them head-to-head across several fronts to see which gives better protection for your needs. To get a full picture, I combined two testing approaches. First, I looked at independent lab results from AV-Test and AV Comparatives. Second, I ran my own hands-on tests. I used a mid-range Intel Core i7 laptop with Windows 11, 16 GB RAM, SATA SSD, installed each product cleanly, then tried everyday tasks. For gaming, I played at 1080p on medium settings to check frame rates with each of the antiviruses active. Basically, the higher the frame rate, the smoother the gameplay. With both lab data and these real-world tests, we'll have both objective data and what I actually felt for a complete comparison. Alright, without wasting any more time, let's get into the most important aspect of every anti-malware service: protection. According to AV-Test's latest test done in June 2025, both Bitdefender and Microsoft Defender got perfect scores for protection. That means in their labs, each caught essentially every malware sample thrown at it. That's already great for both. But to get a clearer picture, we have to dig into AV Comparative's March 2025 malware protection test, which gives a bit more nuance. Bitdefender blocked 99.97% of malicious samples, while Windows Defender blocked 99.94%. Nearly identical, Bitdefender only missed 3 samples out of 10,030, and Windows Defender missed about 6. But there's a twist. Bitdefender had a much higher offline detection, about 98.7%, while Windows Defender only picked up 80.4% of threats. That means Bitdefender catches more threats even if your PC is offline, whereas Windows Defender heavily relies on the cloud or AI lookup. The bottom line is that both caught virtually all threats online, but Bitdefender is a bit more self-reliant without the internet. Now let's take a look at false positives. So when the antivirus flags a clean file as bad. In that test, Bitdefender had only 5 false alarms, whereas Windows Defender had 10. Either way, that's low compared to a lot of the other antiviruses that were tested. Fewer false positives mean fewer annoying quarantines of legitimate software. So I'm happy to see that both Bitdefender and Windows Defender are on the lower end of that spectrum. Bottom line, in raw detection capability, Bitdefender and Defender are both outstanding. However, Bitdefender may catch a few more threats offline and with fewer false alarms, so Bitdefender is the clear winner in this category. Protection is just one side of the coin, performance impact is the other. AV Comparative's performance test for April 2025 gives us some hard data. By the way, I'm going to be saying things like overhead score, which is basically just how much extra time an antivirus adds to everyday tasks, like launching apps or copying files, so lower is better. The lowest was McAfee with a score of 2.6, and the highest impact score was about 35.5, which belonged to Total Defense. Microsoft Defender had an impact of about 13.5, earning it an Advanced Award for performance. Bitdefender scored 25.1, which means it had one of the highest slowdowns measured, just behind Total Defense. So what does this feel like? Well, in my subjective tests, Windows Defender was pretty lightweight. Copying files, installing apps, or booting up felt almost identical whether it was on or disabled. In the gaming test, Windows Defender caused just about a 5% FPS drop, which is within normal variation. Bitdefender, however, was noticeably heavier. With Bitdefender's real-time protection on, I saw about a 20 to 25% FPS drop, especially in those intense scenes, even with its gaming mode on. Regular tasks like launching apps or compressing files were a bit slower too, but not so much that it felt unusable. So for performance, Windows Defender wins by a landslide. If you have a mid-range or older machine, you'll likely feel Bitdefender's protection taking a toll, whereas Windows Defender will slip under the radar most of the time. That said, modern high-end PCs may not notice Bitdefender as much, but Windows Defender is clearly the lighter option, especially if you're still using that 11-year-old Chromebook for school. If you're already thinking about trying Bitdefender after seeing the test results so far, I'll drop my usual link in the description. It's where I normally find the best first-year price. But let's see if its extra features actually make that price worth it, because this is where you really start to see the difference between the two. Bitdefender is packed. Of course, it handles the basics like malware scanning, a firewall, and real-time protection, but it layers on a lot more. You get a built-in VPN that's even unlimited on certain plans. There's also an option to add on a password manager, so you're not stuck with weak browser logins. For banking and shopping, it even has a dedicated secure browser called SafePay that locks everything down. On top of that, Bitdefender includes a file shredder and encryption tools, so if you want to permanently delete sensitive documents, you can. Its anti-ransomware defenses are also more advanced than Windows Defender's. Not only does it try to block ransomware, it can actually roll back damage if something slips through. And then there are the extras you might not think about until you need them. Things like webcam protection, anti-tracking, parental controls, and a vulnerability scanner. Plus, one license doesn't just cover your Windows PC, it also works on Mac, Android, and iOS devices. Now, compare that with Windows Defender. It covers the essentials really well. You've got real-time antivirus scanning, Microsoft's own firewall, smart screen filters to block phishing websites, and dangerous downloads, exploit protection baked into the OS, and a ransomware shield called controlled folder access. And if you're in the Microsoft ecosystem with Edge or 365, you get a few more perks like family safety controls or Windows Defender for Business, but that's where it stops. No VPN, no password manager, no secure banking browser, no webcam protection. Windows Defender is very much a lean core engine. It does the job, but absolutely nothing more. So when it comes to features, Bitdefender is miles ahead. It's basically a full security suite with tools you might not think about until you really need them. Bitdefender is the obvious winner here, but features only tell half the story. The real question is, what's it actually like to live with these day to day? Do those extra tools in Bitdefender make it feel more powerful or just more complicated? Let's talk about user experience. Right off the bat, I have to say that Windows Defender wins on simplicity. It's basically already turned on. Its interface is just the Windows Security Center, very straightforward with clear on-off switches. You might not even notice it's running, which is pretty much the point. Windows Defender's dashboard is basically one page summarizing health and threat history, but you can dive deeper in Windows settings if needed. Bitdefender, on the other hand, has a sleek and modern UI, but it's way more involved. There are more screens and settings, which can be great or annoying depending on your preferences. A casual user might find the multiple tabs and notifications overwhelming. A power user might enjoy the customizability. Bitdefender's dashboard shows lots of statistics and options, which is nice if you want info at a glance, and you can even customize the quick cards on there. So here's the bottom line. If you just want something invisible, Windows Defender is fine. But if we're picking a winner for usability, Bitdefender takes it. It's clean, customizable, and gives you both simplicity when you want it, and advanced options when you need them. Now the money question, because for a lot of people this is the real deal breaker. Windows Defender is free. It comes with Windows 10 and 11 and updates automatically at no extra cost. Bitdefender, of course, is paid apart from the limited free version. If you want the full suite, Antivirus Plus costs about $30 per year for 3 devices. Total Security covers 5 devices for roughly $60. The next tier is Premium Security with an unlimited VPN and everything else, and costs about $80 for the first year. But be aware, renewals bump up for all tiers after year 1, so always check before renewing. That's something a lot of people forget until the bill shows up. So yes, Bitdefender gives you more features, but those features come at an ongoing cost. Defender, meanwhile, is $0 forever, and still gets you excellent protection. So in this category, the winner is clear: Windows Defender. You simply can't beat free, especially when the protection is this good. So here's the takeaway. Both antiviruses are excellent. They just shine in different areas. Windows Defender is built in, free forever, and impressively lightweight. It's perfect if you just want solid protection without worrying about renewals or system slowdowns. Bitdefender, meanwhile, gives you that extra layer of defense. Stronger offline detection, fewer false positives, and a full suite of security and privacy tools. If you value those extras, things like a secure browser, VPN, and device-wide protection, then Bitdefender is absolutely worth the investment. You can check the links below for the exact plans I recommend and see which one fits your budget best.